Welcome back, guys. If you are returning, thank you so much for returning. If you are new here and you haven't by chance stumbled across me, welcome to the Fiber Method. This is a safe space for chronic pain warriors to have an outlet and for their loved ones to get information. So, yesterday was Warrior Spotlight Wednesday, but I had a scheduling conflict. So, now I am going to talk with one of our chronic pain warriors, and she's going to tell her story. Her name is Kristen. Kristen, can you hear me? Okay, we can't hear you. So I'm going to bring you up on the other one. So give me just a second. Or can you see me on Instagram? We're having tech. So what I'm going to do is I am going to uh, take Miss Kristen off the screen for just a second. We're going to figure out what's going on with our technical difficulties, and then we'll come back because I like to highlight our warriors so that they can tell their stories. So, if you've been with the series all week, you know that we've been talking about the chronic pain cycle and inflammation and how inflammation affects, all of the systems in our body. So, if I'm transparent, I do not feel the greatest, period. And my shirt reflects how I feel. So I'm like, yeah, I want to go do all these things. And I go do all the things. And then I woke up and I was like, hey, body, are you going to let me do all these things? And my body said, no, I'm good. And so it's just kind of been like that. Also, before we start, we're going to look at my fun cup. It's a unicorn also holding the cup. Okay, so to recap, we're going to go ahead and go through a recap. When we started the series, we talked about how inflammation plays a role in the chronic pain cycle, right? And we talked about how chemicals in your body's white blood cells, enter this fight or flight response. And it's this way of protecting you, but it's also a way of telling you something is going awry. We're still working with our warrior to get our technical difficulties underway or to go away. So the things we also talked about in regards to inflammation is that inflammation raises the blood flow to whatever area of the body is affected. And so that it just means swelling, right? You'll notice that sometimes these parts of the body are warm to touch, or they have redness, or they're tender. So with your muscles being in that state, all of those chemicals from the fluid go. So what they do is they leak to your tissues. So, and the result of it leaking into your tissues, twisted your ankle, or broken a finger, or that's because the fluid has nowhere else to go. So it leaks into your tissues. That is the protective process of, your body trying to heal. But in that same token, that swelling will also cause pressure and trigger nerves and signal the brain that, hey, you're in pain. And so we also talked about how the immune system plays a role in it. So in my case, hi, Victoria. Hi, 54 Beans. Hi, Shamir. Hi, Sid. Hey, Kyla. Hey. So we talked about how the immune. So in my case, with lupus, the triggers for the inflammation, all of those things just my body sees all of these cells all as invaders. So it is in constant state of alert for quite a while. And even more so post-COVID. After having COVID, I still have some of the residual effects of what COVID has done. My immune system wants to have an autoimmune issue, right? So that's that part. So now we're going to dive into the Sugar Chronicles. You may not know, but sugar is one of the worst offenders when it comes to inflammation and chronic inflammation at that. For the years, there have been several that have suggested that processed sugar releases pro-inflammatory substances throughout your body, causing inflammation, which causes joints. Now, people with known higher sugar diets are known to have markers in their blood. So we talked about C-reactive proteins in our last live. Sugar stimulates the production of free fatty acids. And so what that means is the free fatty acids are in your liver, but your liver can't digest it. So if your body can't digest it, it goes into this inflammatory response. And people will say that it's refined sugar, all sugars that would be sugars from a refined processed sugar have some type of inflammatory response. So sugar, you want to know how that all works, right? So it starts in your mouth and it ends in the basement where you make ploppies, right? So yes, I said ploppies. So what that means is from the time that it goes into your mouth and it hits every step of your digestive tract. So your mouth, down, stomach, small intestines, all of those things can't do what you're supposed to be doing. If sugar itself causes inflammation, then that means your entire digestive tract, your mouth to the basement, aggravated, right? So it's all swollen. Inflammation causes inflammatory bowel diseases. Your Crohn's, your irritable bowel syndrome, colitis, all of those things. So ultimately, you know, your body is always trying to tell you something. So you may wake up sore one day and you can't quite figure out why. Your first thing would be, well, what did I eat that had me maybe had a little bit too much of sodium or sugar or whatever, and you wake up and you feel sore. Your body will tell you, it will give you telltale signs that something is not okay. And you know how you get the alerts to, you'll start to display like symptoms of anxiety and depression or just mood disorders in general. Your body will hurt. You'll be in constant pain. You'll have fatigue. You'll have insomnia. You'll be constipated or have diarrhea, acid reflux, all kinds of other digestive issues. And your weight will fluctuate. You'll notice that you'll start getting an influx of weight. And finally, your body will be more prone to frequent infections. So if you get a cold that will never go away, your first, hey, what have I been putting? I am having, oh, okay, I'm back. What are you putting in your body that is causing an inflammatory response? On Monday and Tuesday, we talked about how it's all connected. So Does anybody, before I continue, have any questions so far? I'm sorry, hold on. What? No questions yet. Okay, so what can we eat that would kind of counteract the inflammatory response? Right? There are a lot of things that will help you reduce the inflammation. And then there are things that you should cut out that will help you reduce the inflammation. So nightshade vegetables are known to cause inflammation. So your nightshade vegetables are your potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, eggplants. Those are all nightshades, and they have been associated directly with causing inflammation. Dairy products have also been associated with causing, and genetically modified foods. I probably shouldn't have to tell a lot of people. And we talked about super common in fast food. If you're a fast food kind of is MSG. It's everywhere. So fast food restaurants and their MSG, to Asian foods, deli meats, salad dressings. So it's important that you identify how to interpret food labels. And we'll do another live series on understanding food labels and what that means when you're shopping. But all of those things increase your likelihood of having some type of an inflammatory response going on in your body. Now, there are vegetables that are good to reduce, superfoods that help reduce inflammation. So those are your localized bee pollens. Chia seeds are great for inflammation. Any type of cruciferous vegetable. Hi, Miss J Fitness. Any type of cruciferous vegetables. So your broccolis, kale, cabbage, goji berries, hemp seeds, salmon. Those are just a few things. Turmeric and spirulina also work wonders. So ultimately, if you can't control, what happens if you can't control what's going on in your digestive tract? I'm sorry, the people behind me are being so rude by doing yard work right now. Who do they think they are? So what happens is over time, if your digestive tract stays in a state of panic, which means it's inflamed, what happens is a situation called leaky gut syndrome. And what that means is your body cannot absorb the nutrients that it's getting from the food, so it has to dump it, which results in diarrhea and nutrient malabsorption. So that'll increase your fatigue. It will increase nausea. It will increase your joint pain. And ultimately, unless you want to be somewhere where you have a absolute oh no moment and you are trying to make life decisions on the closest exit or the closest bathroom, you should consider being more conscientious about what your sugar intake looks like. I am going to pause again for questions. Should anyone have questions? Let's see. Do I have questions? No questions? Okay, I'm going to try to bring on Miss Kristen now to see if perhaps maybe she has audio now. If not, then I'll bring her in on Instagram Live. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
Oh, we're good. All right.
Oh, you can hear me good. Okay.
So we are going to talk about your chronic pain journey. You
Okay.
want to introduce yourself? Tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, hobbies, long walks on the beach.
Well, my name is Kristen. I'm in my early 40s. I'm from Chicago. Actually, let me correct you. Let me correct that. I'm from the northern suburbs in Illinois. So I don't want to say Chicago and then somebody says something. No, I don't know Chicago like that. North suburbs, Zion, Waukegan area. But I now live in Florida, Kissimmee, Florida. Moved down here because I don't love the cold. Not a fan of that. So one season a year worked for me.
Okay. So how long have you been experiencing chronic pain? How long have you been going through this?
I have been going through this for about the last 8 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That I've noted. I've really noticed in the past, I would say 5 or 6 years since I moved down here.
Okay.
But technically it's been longer than that.
Okay. How would you say that being in chronic pain has affected your life?
It has affected me actually on a great level. I took advantage when I was younger of a lot of things that my body could do.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as I'm older, every day I get up, I realize that I have some serious limitations due to my chronic pain. It is very difficult. It was difficult going upstairs when I was younger. It's even more so now.
Yes.
I feel inflammation daily. I feel it in my mostly my lower half.
Okay. What do you think you would say that you could do before that you can't do now because of chronic pain?
Sit on the floor.
Okay.
Not that I like sitting on the floor like it's a regular thing, but I dread the idea of having to get down on the floor for anything. I'm like, I'm not getting down there. Other than that, say just being able to jog or sprint without feeling the pressure and the pain of the impact in my knees and my hips,
Yeah.
resonating throughout the rest of me. Really just a lot of little movement things like that that I didn't realize I couldn't do until I couldn't do them.
So what you're saying, join like a limbo comp, go roll bounce on some skates? No roller skating or limbo.
No roller skating, no limbo, no twerking. I can't be twerking.
That escalated quickly. What would you say is the big thing causing your pain? I'm sorry.
The biggest thing causing my pain? The biggest thing causing my pain. I'm not sure if it's. I feel like actually the biggest thing causing my pain is it's a combination of the lack of exercise. I'm not a very energetic, moving person, kind of sedentary, and also my diet, which I am in the midst of tweaking to fit my actual dietary needs. So I think a combination of that, not moving a whole lot, not being as very energetic, not forcing my body to move like it should, and what I'm putting into it.
Okay. What is your biggest fear when it comes to your chronic pain journey?
My biggest fear is being so limited to movement that I have to use a walker or a wheelchair. not being able to move. I don't move quick, but I move at what I think is a pretty normal pace. And being even less normal, being even slower than that is a big fear to me. Like,
Yeah.
I have a sense of urgency almost all the time. I don't move as slowly as I could. And
Right.
if I moved even slower, that would just be it. I just wouldn't get there.
We want you to get there. Okay.
I want to get there.
I want you to get there. Um, how would you say you being in chronic pain has affected your mood and your relationships with?
Not great. Um, mood wise, when I am in chronic pain, when I am inflamed, I it definitely comes out in my mood. I I have an attitude. It's not a pleasant time to be around me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a pleasant person at that time when I'm achy and I'm hurting. Instead of being appreciative of people that may be trying to assist me, I'm snappy. So
Yeah.
that's how it's been affecting my mood. Also, my relationships. My closest relationships currently are with my parents. Um, they each have their own chronic pains, but how I express mine is not the same as how they express theirs. So I am not a treat to be around during inflamed days.
Okay. So, does it affect your sleep? Like, are you bothered with daytime fatigue, or is it causing you to have more sleepless nights than less sleepless nights?
Um, honestly, I don't know if it's causing that or if that's just a symptom. Like if that's the reason. Sleep. My sleep health has never been good. I mean, I'm sure at one point when I was younger it was, but as an adult, for the majority of my adult life, my sleep health has not been great. Uh, quite possibly due to my obesity, my other issues. Um,
Yeah.
but like it is affecting my demeanor. It definitely does affect that in a negative way.
Okay. How do you normally do for your chronic pain to help manage pain?
Over the counter medications, um, sometimes herbal and homeopathic remedies, and
Okay.
cannabis.
Okay. And do
Those
you
things do
find any
help.
of those things to? So, what advice would you give to another chronic pain warrior, or maybe a person that takes care of someone in chronic pain?
Well, for another chronic pain warrior, I would definitely tell them listen to their body and definitely seek support groups, seek assistance. It's already hard enough dealing with it going on in your body. There are avenues out there to assist, to help you, at least to feel as part of a group that is dealing with this. You're not alone. And with anything where people don't feel like they can reach out, talk to others, I would definitely tell them reach out. Look out there. There is definitely education on it. There's definitely support for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if they want to talk to me about it, I will definitely hear them out and direct them to Some, like the fighter method. I would direct people to always seek out the support that's out there. Always seek the support that's out there. There is definitely support out there.
Well, I appreciate you spending with me and telling, people your story. I'm going to disconnect from you, and I am going to close out this live. So I'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
Okay. Hi, I'm back. So, do you guys have any questions? It hasn't ended yet. I'm sorry, I have my audio visual person sitting next to me. Oh. Okay, well, since there are no questions that I can see, at least, let me take another gander. Let's see. Do we have any questions? No questions? Well, guys, as always, you're not in this fight alone. So if you ever need someone to listen to you, if you feel like you're not being heard, I get it. Okay, don't suffer in silence. Please reach out. I will hear you. Notice I didn't say I will listen. I will hear you, because anybody can listen, but not everybody hears. So thank you for spending the last 20 plus minutes with me, sending you all the love and light. And then till tomorrow is Fact Friday, and we're going to dive into inflammation or chronic disease and fibromyalgia. So we're going to start with a few pretty interesting fibromyalgia topics. So I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye.